The new Netflix documentary captures Hollywood icon Marilyn Monroe's tragic death that spawned conspiracy and rumors for decades. Through previously unheard recordings of those who knew her best, this feature offers a new perspective of that fateful night. I watched The Mystery of Marilyn Monroe, The Unheard Tapes. Should you? Let's find out. How's it going, movie watchers? Thank you guys for stopping by my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the new Netflix documentary, The Mystery of Marilyn Monroe, The Unheard Tapes. I have seen a few Marilyn Monroe films, and I've seen a few interviews and kind of like behind the scenes looks at some of her films, but it was really nice to see a lot of different interviews with her as she's discussing relationships and filmmaking as well. This feature focuses a lot on the conspiracies that spawned over the last few decades. Her relationship with baseball player Joe DiMaggio and her connection with the Kennedy brothers. Allegedly there were affairs, and her overdose in 1962. But the film attempts to dive a little bit deeper into that. Was it an overdose, or was it something else? Was there more at play? Were there other people involved with it that they were trying to cover it up? The filmmakers and the people who are bringing these unheard tapes seem to have one clear mindset of who possibly could have killed Marilyn Monroe. So it makes a lot of the previous interviews, a lot of the previous footage, especially with Joe DiMaggio and other relationships, almost a little pointless to explore, since we do know a lot of what had happened between Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio and the Kennedy brothers. It's almost worth exploring a little more of the Kennedy brothers, since the person that's bringing forth these tapes and the director as well, they're really focused on the Kennedy brothers up until the end of the film. It almost should have been a documentary that did explore Marilyn Monroe and the Kennedy brothers and that relationship and what led to her death. There was a lot more that was explored, a lot of her youth and her upcomings and what made her so popular, how she became that icon, relationships, her marriage, filmmaking as well, explored a lot. And these unheard tapes are supposed to add to the mystery of her death and what led to her death, the overdose, or was there more at play? So I do appreciate bringing forth these unheard tapes and using footage and interviews as well to accompany that, but there's so much focus on it, and you could tell that the people behind it really do believe that it was the Kennedy brothers. So if you're really focused on the Kennedy brothers, why focus on other smaller parts if you don't believe that to be a cause in the death of Marilyn Monroe? If it was an overdose, did it have to do something with her relationship with the Kennedy brothers, or was the government involved? I like the filmmaking in here. I like the use of the interviews and the footage of her filming movies and clips from the movies as well. When you learn a lot about Marilyn Monroe in the beginning of the film and what made her so popular, you see behind the scenes and understand why she was so popular and regarded as a Hollywood icon. But then you see that troubled life that she did have at such a young age. The film often explores other things rather than just her relationship, her youth, and her upcomings, and the movies as well, and why they were so popular. I really like that angle of this documentary, but it is that mystery of her death. They're so focused on the Kennedy brothers, it's really not worth exploring other relationships if they think that that didn't cause her death. So I think that this should have been a documentary about her and the Kennedy brothers. Nonetheless, I feel like I learned some new things. I feel like a lot of it was things that I've already heard before without researching too much of Marilyn Monroe's death myself and not seeing every single movie of hers. I know a lot about what had happened and certain relationships that she did have. So this documentary doesn't really explore too much new, since these are unheard tapes. I feel like it was a lot of things I have already heard before, but it was nice to dive a little bit deeper into certain relationships that she had and herself as well, and why she became so popular. It's almost a mix of a documentary of Marilyn Monroe herself and her relationships and her death. It's trying to do two different things at once, and I think that certain moments kind of overpower a documentary about Marilyn Monroe. But nonetheless, I think it's an interesting documentary exploring her death and what made her so popular and that Hollywood icon. So before I give you my score for The Mystery of Marilyn Monroe, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here. So hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give this Netflix documentary a B-. Thank you guys for checking out my review of the new Marilyn Monroe Netflix documentary. If you guys seen it by chance, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.